Kawasaki's Joe Shimoda captured the round 9 win in New York. Justin Cooper has won the last 2 second motos. Jet Lawrence still holds the points lead, and Hunter Lawrence is still in contention for wins. Who will come out on top today? It's time to race in Maryland.
It's round 10 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, the Geico Motorcycle, Budds Creek National. We enter the second half of the day here on MAV TV. First motos in the books. We'll roll 250s and then 450s out over the next 2 hours. Jason Wygant, it's a pleasure to be joined by the 5-time champ, the scrub master, James Stewart, and Jason Thomas reporting from the racetrack. All right, so we already completed the first moto of the 250s earlier today. Let's show you what that looked like and how it all transpired. Michael Mosiman in the lead. RJ Hampshire looking to repass him.
Yeah, RJ had a good moto going. He was one of the only riders to have that scoop tire, so he got a good start. He was able to get around Michael pretty early in this moto, and then he kind of set sail.
Chet Lawrence lurking in the number 3 spot. He gets around Mosiman. Mosiman fights back, repasses him, and then down.
Yeah, you got to give Michael credit. He's been off for a little while, and then it's a big number 1 play. I didn't realize the first moto. Jet gave him a little finger right there. He knew he was a little aggressive right there, but Michael doing what he does, and he's fought all moto, so it was great to see.
And Mosiman almost holds on for 3rd, but late in the race, got into a big battle with Joe Shimoda, and Shimoda just powers by.
Yeah, he was just pointing at him, but far East Coast, as Joe always does. He ain't your average Joe no more, and he made his way up.
That'll be 3rd for Shimoda. Lawrence not able to make a run at Hampshire, and Hampshire has a moto win for the first time since 2020. Shimoda, as mentioned, wins that battle with Mosiman for 3rd. Max Volan, another solid ride in 5th, and Guillaume Ferres from Spain takes 6th in his debut racing in America for Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing. Justin Cooper and Hunter Lawrence had their problems early in the race, ended up 8th and 9th. Let's send it down to Jason Thomas.
Guys, Justin Cooper has really bounced back these last couple of motos. He has really struggled in the first moto, whether it's crashes or bad starts or whatever. Today is another day, another opportunity, and on top of that, he was chosen for the Motocross of Nations team for Team USA. So it's really up to Justin Cooper to not only validate that choice, but to keep this momentum rolling that he's had in Moto 2.
Yeah, really strange. Kind of a so-so first moto at Washougal, and then led the first moto last week, crashed on the first lap this week in the first moto. Speed has not been a problem as of late, but can't put it together for the overalls.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. I think it's just a trend. You know, not necessarily what Justin's doing. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. I think he's just making mistakes. And unfortunately for him, they're happening so early in the race that it puts him in a big old hole. And it just happens to be the first moto. Kind of like one of those deals, like you shank a ball out of bounds off the tee shot. Of course, the next one's going to be good. You ain't got nothing to lose. So I think Justin having a bad first moto relaxes him for the second one. And, you know, he goes good. Good thing for Motocross Nation, we only need 1 moto from him, so we'll be all right.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Teams do get a throwaway. Yeah, good call. Meanwhile, this is a guy working on the overall win, and I believe this is a track where he got the first one of his career at Budds Creek. It's today the day for RJ Hampshire.
The 50th anniversary season of Pro Motocross is brought to you by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. General Tire, for whatever you do, General Tire delivers. And by Honda, celebrating 50 years of off-road dominance.
Pierce Brown giving you a tour with the GoPro camera to show you what it's like at Budds Creek, trying to hook up on these off-campers.
Track looks a little different right now.
Yeah, this is earlier. And that's your GoPro course preview. We'll give you a little bit more info on the track, courtesy of the MX Versus ATV Legends track map.
Budds Creek, man, it's one of the tracks we always look forward every single year. The dirt is great. Look like they kept it some moisture into the track this year, so it's not going to be as hard and dry as sometimes it normally has, but nonetheless, it's another hot day. Second moto, a 250 class, so endurance is going to be a key. But we hear crowd's on fire. It's been some good racing so far, so we'll keep it going.
All right, Budds Creek, quite the showdown in both classes today. A pivotal race in the 450 division. RJ Hampshire looking for the win today in the 250s. It's KTM keys to the moto time, James.
Well, it's important for all these guys to get a good start. We just saw what happened with RJ, how start made his day. So I don't know if he picked the same scoop or of the guys that changed it, but get a good start. And mainly what happened with Jet last weekend, it's very important not to, even in the 450 class, not to get stewed. You don't want to get too upset. Things are happening. Just calm down, let it go. We got 30 minutes plus 2 laps. So Jet looked like he didn't get stewed, and I think RJ, hopefully he can get out another good moto, and his brother, Hunter Lawrence, can rebound just like with Cooper. So should be good.
Back to JT. What are you seeing down there?
Well, I know you're probably sick of hearing about this scoop tire, but Jet Lawrence is in between the only 2 riders on this starting line that have the scoop tire on, in Cameron McAdoo and RJ Hampshire. So maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe there's no development from it. But if Jet gets a bad start, that could be the reason.
Oh, and Jet not going with the extreme inside gate this time that he did in Moto 1. He's 3 spots over. Hunter is taking that inside gate.
Yeah, well, Hunter finished a little bit farther back, so I think with him, he probably realized he needs to get up there. And honestly, I think Jet's not really too worried about those guys. You know, him being second, he wouldn't have known about McAdoo, so that just ended up happening with the scoop tire. But Cameron's obviously saw what RJ did, and he figures he needs to start. So we'll see what happens. Depends how much the track then dried out, how much it affects those guys or not. But at least if they don't get a jump, they're going to have to make something happen right now.
So here it is, folks. There's your starting grid. We're going to race for 30 minutes and 2 laps, 40 riders on the gate. 250 class of Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, and the Fly Racing 30-second card is up. Hampshire won the first moto. Jet Lawrence was second. Joe Shimoda third. We'll take those results, combine them with this, and you've got an overall winner for the day.
Here we go. You know, the guys, they're nervous already. That's gone. You know, now they're excited. So either you're tired and you're just waiting for this thing to get over, or you know everybody else is tired and you can't wait for this thing to get started. Either way, we're ready to get going.
All right, yeah, we're ready for it to get going. We don't get tired here in the booth. It's 30-second card sideways, revs up. Gates down. And Justin Cooper is going to sneak to the inside with Voland. Voland goes a little too far wide, and it's Cooper with your motosport.com whole shot. That is Jalik Swoll in second, not Hampshire. Hampshire's about 5th. Oh, but Swoll trying to make moves on Cooper.
Yeah, now Cooper's probably like, boy, stay behind me. We don't want to replay that first moto, but the guys that tangled up, they're 1-2, and it's good to see Voland up there also.
I think that might be the first really good start we've seen from Voland all year, who has quietly been very solid. Oh, but Shimoda.
From the far east, there he goes. Now, Joe's in a good position. Like I said, the first moto, he ended up 3rd, so he's in a good position for the overall. But I think for him, it's just important to stay these first laps clean. He knows Jet's behind him, and Joe's been strong, so we'll see how he gets going. But Justin, just like the last few motos, the second motos, out front. Hopefully he keeps on 2 wheels.
We're going to call him Mr. Second Moto if he does this again. Meanwhile, I see Hampshire 5th with those white handguards on the Husqvarna. He is hustling to try to get Voland. He does not want to see Shimoda up ahead of him. One of the riders he'd be battling with for the overall today.
Now, the thing with Jason, you called it, with Jet being lined up between the guys with the scoop tire, they both got the jump on them, and they both were able to close them down. So I think McAdoo, I think Hampshire maybe is in front of Jet also. So I think that's a part of, so good call, JT, on that.
Yeah, McAdoo and Hampshire, good starts. 20th place start for Jet Lawrence.
Wow.
Let's send it down. JT, what are you thinking?
Yeah, guys, exactly my worst fears for Jet Lawrence there. He got squeezed, and he had actually hit the front brakes going down the start straight. I know you should never have to hit the front brakes on the start straight, but he did. I mean, he was dead last going into that first turn, and he's got a long moto ahead of him here.
Did he hit the brake, JT, because there was that much traffic in front of him?
Well, the 2 ahead of him squeezed together, right? So they took his space away, and he had nowhere to go. It was either grab the front brakes or do a front flip.
Yeah, and he just saw his teammate do that, so that option ain't that well. And it's crazy to see how much, a start, and we can see how much Jet, learned from last weekend. Is he going to just claw his way back up here? And I think having the first moto and having those guys have some, make some points on those guys, it shouldn't be in too much of a situation, but, we'll find out.
Shimoda into second now around Swoll. This should be fun to see Shimoda try to run with Mr. Second Moto lately, Justin Cooper. Shimoda wants every point he can get in this one to run for the overall, and he has caught Cooper.
Yeah, I would say the last couple of races, these 2, besides Jet, has been the fastest one. Obviously, Hunter's been up there, but Cooper's been second moto, and same thing with Joe, winning last week's overall. So as far as Jet, if you had the guys in front of you, yeah.
Oh, and Jet, a flipping motorcycle Boy, it's like a magnet. Wherever Jet went, the thing just was going for him.
Yeah, that's going to wake him up for sure. And that's the thing. You get a bad start. It's almost like Jet would have been better off going back to that inside. At least that first motor, you wouldn't have to worry about somebody else on the inside he cutting off. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's too late. And now he's got his two biggest rivals, the guys that's been on it the last few weekends up front. So it's going to be a long moto for him.
Yeah, Hunter Lawrence is in 6th right now. This is the battle for the lead. Shimoda on the inside has got it.
Wow, that was a quick strike on there. Let's see if Justin's going to run down that.
Yeah, he went down there.
Yeah, he couldn't charge in that. I think if it was dry, he might have been able to charge down. But, yeah, Joe, he's on it today.
Wow. Shout out to Nick Way, who started working with Joe a couple of months ago, and he has gone next level and now starting to get away.
It's amazing what confidence does. Just a small change like that just made him. Oh, was that a JS scrub?
What?
What's up? Man, that looked like Bogle. What up, Bogle?
James Stewart, the JS30 scrub.
Yeah,
How about that?
That was smooth. He almost got passed back, but hey, it looked good.
All right, Cooper's all over. Let's send it down to JT with Nick Way as we watch this battle for the lead.
There he goes.
Wait a minute, I got to call it. Cooper to the #1 spot. Shimoda fighting back. JT, you want to do an interview during a battle?
Wow. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm down here as Nick Way is watching his rider battle for the lead. Now, Nick Way was one of my best friends growing up, rival. Now, you're coaching Joe Shimoda. We've seen a huge turnaround from him all season long. What do you really attribute that to other than working with yourself?
Well, he's always been a pretty technically strong rider. The team works super hard to support him. We've been working hard to just kind of get him a little bit more comfortable where he's not. And definitely has been excelling, but it's not been an easy road as he's been working really hard.
Well, Nick Way's got the magic touch. His guy is out front.
Well, that's what Way's been saying, trying to make him uncomfortable during the week. Well, Justin Cooper sure did. It looked like Shimoda was about to pull away. Cooper fights back.
Yeah, that was odd. He actually got really comfortable and threw that scrub out there, and I don't think Justin liked that too much. And that's odd. That's unique from Joe to do that, is to do a scrub like that. It reminds me of my boy Bogle out there doing the knack-knacks on the first lap, and that little, I will say this, that scrub right there probably caused that pass to happen, because he does a scrub, and either what Justin got upset or it kind of threw Joe off. Nonetheless, he was able to let Justin catch back up to him.
Watching Jet Lawrence in the Thor battle box. He is in 11th place right now, working on Pierce Brown. And Cooper is gone.
Yeah, I'm going to say the latter. Cooper was not happy with the scrub in front of him. He might be like, I know it's 20 years, but he ain't going to pull the buff scrub in front of me like that.
No, he's not here for the anniversary of that.
No.
Okay, so Jet now going to work, as we mentioned, on Brown with the Beta Motorcycles drone. They got Carson Mumford on the Suzuki up ahead in 9th. We'll give you the full field. It's Cooper, Shimoda, Swoll, Hampshire in 4th. If it ends like this, Hampshire is still the overall winner. But if Shimoda makes the pass, the overall flips in his direction.
Yeah, it's just a long way to go. And I think with Jet, he's going to march his way up there. But just like the track earlier, you lose a lot of time. And he's already 16 seconds back behind these guys and battling. So he still looks pretty calm to me, like he's not in too much of a rush. So I think he'll make his way up. But it's nice to see Justin have a fight back. He was upset, Captain USA right here.
Oh, yeah, they'll be battling actually at Motocross of Nations, because Shimoda is on Team Japan. And Shimoda going to try to hang in there, weather this storm, and make it another battle. Swoll riding very well in 3rd. Been a rough summer, really a rough season for Jalik, but this is what you were hoping to see.
Yeah, Jalik's been having some incidents on the first lap, ironically, on all his races that he had injuries on. So it's good to see him back and just build some confidence. I think these guys are being a little bit more aggressive on the first couple laps, because track, even though it's second moto, it doesn't look overwatered. So that's kind of nice, and it allows for these guys to attack right in the beginning. So I think that's why you've been seeing a little bit of action in the beginning part.
So we check back in with Shimoda here in the #2 spot, Swoll 3rd. And you're waiting for the charge from Hampshire, see if he can get closer. Your first moto winner is in 4th, Volan 5th, Hunter Lawrence 6th, Thrasher 7th, Mosman 8th, Jet Lawrence 10th.
Now what you'll see is this whole race is going to be dictated off of what Justin does. Now if Justin is able to pull out on these gaps, I think that changes the mindset of what RJ can do. It's kind of like what Chase did last weekend, was when Eli wasn't pulling away, it gave him confidence to know, like, okay, I can still stay here. I know I'm strong at the end of the race. So I think the next couple laps are going to tell on what happens to what RJ does, even with Joe, and how they move forward, depending on what Justin does.
Jet has caught Carson Mumford here, the Bar X Chaparral Suzuki. So battle is for 9th place.
Yeah, it looks like his brother's right in front of him, which is odd. I don't know if Hunter made a mistake, but you would think he would have more of a gap on Jet. And he lost some time from where he was just a minute ago. So I'm assuming he must have made a mistake or he's an issue with the bike or something.
Yeah, they're saying Hunter went off the track. Jet has made the move. He saw there Mumford on the inside of that right-hander. So rough day for Hunter Lawrence. A couple off-track excursions, one in each moto.
Yeah, he's going to be petitioning for these tough block, whatever. He's been off the track a lot today. You know that's going to fire him up if his brother gets around him this early, too.
Yeah, this could be en route a Lawrence versus Lawrence battle. Another off-camber, and then work their way back up. And it's going to be Jet versus Hunter, but uncharacteristically for 8th and 9th. Here's the championship standings as they run. The lead today would still grow for Jet Lawrence. He'd have a bigger points lead than he did coming in, even with this performance.
Yeah, and Jet knows that. And I think for you looking at him, he looks really relaxed. I mean, compared to what it was when Mr. 401 got to him last weekend, he got really aggressive. But you're seeing a guy right now he understands where he's at. He just did a little look over. If those guys too far forward, oh well. Give me a donut, whatever, a Vegemite sandwich, and he's relaxing. So at the end of the day, he knows, in his mind, his brother is second in the points. So he knows it's right there in front of him. So if he can get around him, the day is not lost, and he said it comes in and pulls more points on him. So overall, 7th place, and no, it's not where he wants to be, 9th, but it's not a bad day for him.
It's kind of the way the whole season has gone. Almost no matter what happens with Jet Lawrence, it ends up working in his favor. We're in a stretch to get that triple right now.
Yeah, he needs, and it's a good thing because he put himself in that position, and everybody else had to capitalize. They had to make the moves, and for him, that's probably why he was so frustrated with last weekend, because he lost the points. Like he made the mistakes, and this could have been farther, bigger points lead than what it was. So the only way he's really going to lose this thing is if he messes up. I don't think these guys are able to capitalize on the mistakes and the opportunity that he gave them. So he's going to just stick behind him, and it's like a practice day with him and his brother right now.
And we have a rematch. Shimoda has caught Justin Cooper. Battle for the lead is on again. I was hoping to see these two hook it up, and that's exactly what we have.
Yeah, can you imagine if Joe doesn't get back around, and Mitch Payton's going to have something to say about that scrub. I can guarantee you about that. But, yeah, just like the first moto, when you catch these guys, I think they're going to come up right on them and try to make a move pretty quick. You don't want to follow him too closely and try to, like, hone in on the guy. So either he'll make the pass or he'll drop back a little bit and just attack him again. But Joe, he's coming back. It's a long race, still early, almost 19 minutes left. So I think he'll be fine.
So two battles to watch. Lawrence brothers battling for 8th and 9th. Those are 1-2 in the series standings. And Cooper leading Shimoda by about a half second. Hampshire still losing ground. He's almost 6 seconds back of the lead, clinging to the overall right now.
Now, one thing with RJ, if he stuck to that tire, which he did, this track is starting to dry out. So the things that worked for him, he was able to get away with it in the first moto. He might be struggling with, tire setup, with the track being a little bit drier and stuff. So just like he did that first moto, he might have to calm down a little bit and start riding up in the berms instead of trying to cut back out. And he did the same thing in the first moto. So we'll see if he settles down and comes back up if that's an issue, or are these guys just on a different level right now.
If Joe Shimoda can win this moto and Hampshire holds on to the position he's in, Shimoda wins the overall, and here's the pass. Drag race uphill.
Yeah, now.
Got him.
Wow. Yeah, that was a good move from Joe. Like, again, he closed up on him, and Cooper looks like he's kind of laboring a little bit. So I don't know if he tweaked something or what's going on. It's kind of odd for him to be like that in the second moto. He's been super strong. But it is hot today, and he did have a bad start, and he had to push through the whole first moto. So might be physically or whatnots, but you're not your average, ain't no more.
Oh, he's looking at 2 overall wins in a row if it ends like this, because those were the points he needed to take the overall for the day away from Hampshire. And we might have seen surrender from Justin Cooper there. Looked over, pulled the tear off, kind of cruised through that turn after he got past.
Yeah, here comes RJ.
Well, RJ can still preserve it if he can get all the way to second. Even one pass won't do it, but if he can get Cooper and Swoll, RJ will win the overall again.
Yeah, I think having his teammate, Jalik probably won't put up too much of a fight. Some teammates are nice, some aren't. And I think G-League, he'll understand where RJ is, and he'll probably let him go by if he gets too close to him and try to get after Cooper.
So Swole, this is the kind of ride he needed, man. Anything that could go wrong this year has. Starting in a big crash in the first heat race of the year in Supercross. He's been on the mend all season, just never able to build that momentum. So this is a solid ride, but Hampshire doesn't want to help his teammate get a podium right now. He's got more important things to worry about. Hampshire needs to pass both Swole and Cooper right now.
Yeah, he definitely does, and I think he can probably sense Cooper's not pulling away from him. And so you'll probably see RJ revving it up at Jalek, give him a little, noise. Jalek probably look back and understand. So I expect Jalek kind of move out of the way. And RJ's in a tough position a little bit because by having that scoop tire on there, it starts to eliminate some of the options of being able to cut out of the corner. So RJ really, when he catches Jalek, he's going to have to make the pass because I don't think he's going to be able to get underneath him and square him up too much unless Jalek makes a mistake.
Oh, and Jalek did make that mistake, and Hampshire has it. No, Swole tries to come back. Oh, you like that aggression?
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if it was on purpose or Jalek's, getting a little light hitter right now, but nonetheless, he got bombed, and RJ's moving him forward now.
So does Hampshire know the math? He's got to track down Justin Cooper. A 1-2 would edge Shimoda, who's looking at a 3-1 right now. There's Voland, yet another quiet but effective performance by the young Californian.
Yeah, kid's been riding good all day. From practice, he's looked smooth, and he's continued to build. So you got a good ride for him, and now here comes the Lawrence boys.
Yep, you got Mosman, Thrasher, and then the Lawrences. We still have Hunter in front of Jet.
I like what Michael did right there. He's saving some energy. He sat down after that finish line. Nice outside line. That's a JS7 line right there, baby.
All the advice we're getting from you is how to save energy. That's what I'm noticing, okay?
Now look, man, I'm still a part rider. I love these guys. I'm trying to help them out.
All right. This is Hunter Lawrence catching Thrasher halfway through this one. 15 minutes down. 15 minutes, you could save 15% or more on your insurance with a quick call to Geico. Hunter has got to go because he's getting pressure from Jet. Thrasher's been pretty solid today.
Yeah, Nate's been around really good all day. He's been around this position of where he's at, and it seems like he's been battling with Hunter and Jet. I mean, all day, at least one of the Lawrence boys. So I think it's critical for Hunter to try to get around him so he can continue to move forward because you got 3 positions right in front of you. So if not, then he's going to be really mad if his brother gets around him.
Yeah, it is tightening up. You see Mosman right up the road.
Yeah, I don't think Jet would be too aggressive with Hunter. I mean, any of these guys. I think he's just going to sit back and kind of let the opportunity present itself, because he still looks very relaxed compared to a guy that's in, 9th place.
Oh, that jump, that did not work out well for Hunter, and Jet almost ran into the back of him, couldn't find room. Now he's trying to set Hunter up for the pass. Big run around the outside.
All right, there you go. He scrubbed this. He should be on the inside, so if he gets this corner, he should be able to get around Hunter.
Oh, Hunter had to be perfect in that corner. That's tough to do. He could not get it done, and Jet takes over the spot.
Yeah, there you go. Now, let's see what Jet does. I think he'll probably go after Nate and see if he can get around him pretty quick. Yeah.
And Hunter stepping it up, trying to keep his brother in sight.
That's frustrating for him, man. It's been a tough day for him. He's been off the track, and it's probably not going very well right now.
That pass right there, this is the move that Lawrence needed. He would actually be 3rd overall today. Missed the podium last week at Unadilla, and he's looking for more.
Yeah, I think Jet, nice line around the outside. If he gets close enough, he should be on the inside. Let's see, backing it down.
Yeah, no one has been able to make that work. Just not enough room. We've seen them all set it up. This corner and then this next one, though, we have definitely seen some passing. Let's see if Jet has anything cooking there. He tried.
Yeah, it's one of those positions that I think if you were going for overall, you would make it because it's going to push the guy out on there. And I just think everybody that's been in that position, they're not doing that, knowing if they stay close, they might be able to get him. But I guarantee you, if that's Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, this last one, somebody's getting knocked off the track for sure.
Okay, we're here for it. Look at Hunter staying right there with Jet. Well, Jet's trying to solve Thrasher for this number 7 spot. And Mosman up ahead in 6th. Voland 5th, Swole 4th, Hampshire 3rd. Last time around, Hampshire lost ground to Cooper.
That's the hard part about this racetrack. when you get caught up in certain parts of it, you get caught up behind a guy, it allows the guy behind you to catch up. So that's why I've been emphasizing all day is usually you got a guy that either gets back, and then when they catch him, they try to like pass him pretty quick, because otherwise, especially if you're in a battle, you just get the other guy, you bring somebody else in the party. And I know we like partying, we like hanging out, but motocross is one of those ones, it's better to be alone. I like that alone partying around here.
Yeah, that's what Shimoda's doing right now. Okay, same area where Jet made the pass on Hunter. He makes the move on Thrasher as well. So he's moved up to 6th. Now Moseman has caught Voland. It's all 4 riders battling for position right now. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah, I think Jet's in a good position, because I know Michael knows somebody's behind him, but I don't know how close he knows that they're there. So Jet might be able to squeeze past him and past the other kid if he's on it.
Yeah, they're both in his sights. So Voland has fallen into the clutches of Moseman, and Jet's setting up the inside here, James.
Yeah, I think Jet probably go outside right here, or he funnels back in. He thought Michael was going to go. He gets around him.
Oh!
There you go.
Was that a good drive by Jet or a mistake by Moseman? What opened that up?
Well, I think Jet was able to square that corner up, and I don't think Michael knew Jet had that good of a run. He felt like it was another part of the track where you can hold him off. But Jet had a different story. He had a different plan going for him. And I am assuming he's probably going to do the same thing to, Voland here too. Once he passes him, he's going to probably jump on him pretty quickly.
Wow, so this is some big changes in about a half a lap. He's made a bunch of passes. And Voland's the last one on the list. This would put him up into 5th. And, Voland just able to hold him.
Yeah, Jet has some good lines going, this inside line right here. You know he can't do anything to him, but what it does, it keeps him close. So now if he gets his corner right, he has an option to either go outside or charge down the inside, so we'll see what happens to him.
Jet down the inside. No.
Funnels back in there, so I'm assuming he'll probably set it up and then be able to square him up on this next corner if he stays close to him. So he's working these corners pretty well for him, and it's all about setting it up here to be able to get him. So Jet to get him here pretty quickly.
Well, there's one downhill right-hander he's made several passes on. Here it comes, and he's setting up on the right side.
Yeah, Voland goes down, and he's on the inside. Jet's not as close as he was to the other guys, so we'll see what happens if Tally can make this inside.
Yeah, he was not close enough, so Voland able to hold him off.
Yeah, let's see if Jet jumps down, and yeah, he's doing a good job at making sure wherever Jet is, he's blocking it just enough, but thinking Jet will probably get him right here.
Oh, he's got to scrub it around him.
Yeah, there he goes.
So Jet Lawrence, man, that was a hard lap or two, but it paid off.
Yeah, it seems like a lot, but what Jet's doing right now, he knows that if he gets in front of him, like it just holds the other guys up. So it's important for him to just get in front of these guys, and he can just pull a gap even if he ran the same speed, because now everybody's at a freight train, but he's leading it, so it pulls him away. But Jet did a good job at doing that, and now he's going after Jalik.
Long way to go to get to Swole, but also he has got some time to do it. 9 minutes and 2 laps left in this second 250 moto. Joe Shimoda has pulled away. The Thor battle box is Hampshire and Cooper. Hampshire is closed back down, and if Hampshire gets the pass, he takes the overall win today. Cooper is the one in that high vis gear, the Thor gear that's super bright. Hampshire's right up on him now.
Yeah, RJ is probably getting a little frustrated. He knows the time's running out. He might sense that Jet might be coming up. I know he sees Jalik back there, so curious to see all that lapper got in his way. Oh, they got him good right there.
Yep, and a lot of the work that Hampshire did just got wiped off the board. Couldn't do the triple, and now he's got several seconds to make up again.
Yeah, this lapper might want to get out of the way. He might get knocked down. Yeah, RJ's not happy right now. So now he's got to put all that work back in there just to set it up and try to get Justin. Wow, he's gone.
Yeah, in fact, the gap might be bigger than it was earlier in this moto just because of that one exchange.
Yeah, we've seen guys all day long be able to catch people like pretty quick. The gap of the cat and mouse game has been pretty easy. Guys catch them, but it's about making that pass and just setting it up, because the way this track is set up, it makes it difficult if you don't catch a guy in the right spot.
Still about 8 minutes and 2 laps for Hampshire to make the move. He's got to catch back up to Cooper again. Joe Shimoda right now, though, has the moto win and the overall in control. Can Hampshire pull it away from him, or will Shimoda have 2 straight?
The 50th anniversary season of Pro Motocross is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. Motosport.com. Make your next ride your best ride. And by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
Justin Cooper in the 32 is in the critical position, running second right now. At the Geico Budds Creek National, Jason Wygant, James Stewart, and Jason Thomas calling the action here on MAV TV. But that white Rockstar Husqvarna, RJ Hampshire, if he makes the pass, he then wins the day.
Yeah, RJ's been trying to get around him for basically his whole moto, and I know he's getting frustrated. And I think a part of that for him, as I was saying with the scoop tire, it puts him in a position where he can't get too aggressive when trying to cut out. So you're going to see RJ, when he catches him, he's going to try to make this thing happen. But it's for an overall, so I expect somebody to get moved out the way in a minute.
All right, and Hampshire has not won an overall since a little over a year ago. So this would be huge for him to get it. He has been very vocal about this all-new bike and how hard they're working to try to get it working right. Clearly, they've got it pretty good today. Is it good enough to make the pass?
Yeah, RJ is close right now.
Oh, yeah.
So
showing him wheels.
He's actually got some really good lines, and even though Justin, you can't really pass somebody, you can set somebody up right here to pass him. There he goes.
He's setting it up. He's on the inside. How aggressive will he get?
There it is.
No contact needed.
Yep.
Hampshire's got it.
And you can tell that was all set up from what RJ was charging down. And those areas that Justin was kind of relaxing, RJ, you saw how hard he was charging to set it up because he knew he'd be able to make the pass. And I expect him to make a couple, maybe a lap and a half, or a sprint lap to kind of break Justin. And then there you go. He'd be on his way to overall win if he could stay up.
Yep, those are the points as they run. Those are championship points scored today. Hampshire would have a first and a second, and that would be good enough for the overall win. He would edge Shimoda, who has a third and a first. And by the way, Hampshire won his first ever pro race right here at this track, 2018 Budds Creek National. There's something about this track works for the multi-generation rider out of Florida. Oh, man, Hunter Lawrence's day has not been good.
No, it's not, and that's going uphill too. So, yeah, he must have spun out. Oh, man, tough.
Let's check it out again with Hunter.
It looks like he's coming in there. I don't know. Oh,
man,
that's tough. I feel bad for you, man. I already know. I can't even say the replay. That's just tough. And for physical wise, that getting bumped in the butt like that, it took so much energy out of him. And you could tell he wasn't in no rush. This day has been one of those ones he's just ready to go.
Shimoda might be making a late run for second in the standings actually now. Wasn't too far behind Hunter coming in. And Hunter has had two bad motos today with some off-track excursions, some crashes. Give me an update on Swole here. Fourth. There he is on the Rockstar Husky, the 31.
Jalik had a good moto going. For him to stay where he's at, looked like in the early part once RJ got around him and Cooper that he might be, going back. But he stayed strong. And I expected, 4 or 5 laps ago, Jet to catch him, and he hasn't really. Hasn't caught him quick enough, but
he's inching up.
Yeah, he's inching up, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's a good day for Jalik, and especially how that first moto went and how his season's been going. It's nice to see him.
Yeah, this is what Swole needed. There was a brief period last season where he and Hampshire might have been the two toughest guys in this series, where Swole won High Point, Hampshire won Redbud. They're back up front today.
Yep.
And we'll give you the motosport.com whole shot replay with Jet Lawrence getting squeezed.
Yeah, it looks like he just gets pinched off on the gate, and the two guys next to him had that paddle tire, so they got the jump on him. And this place is all about the start. You can see what it does for RJ, and you can also see what it does for Jet. Luckily for him, he's got a nice points lead, and he doesn't have to worry too much. But at number 32, we've seen that a few times this year with the whole shot.
And usually when he has it, he cannot be overcome, but not today. He's been pushed back to third.
Yeah, I think Jet's sitting on Jalik right now. He'll probably try to jump on him pretty quickly, too. They're not too far behind Cooper, so if Jet can get around him, maybe he can put a push in, but still doesn't look like he's in too much of a worry with him. I think you'll see the pass pretty quick right here.
Meanwhile, Thrasher and Moseman have made the move on Volan. They pushed him back to 8th. Here's the attempt.
Yeah, he was on the outside. Most people have been on the inside on that, so he'll probably square him up, get him.
Yeah. Jet's got the inside. Swole fighting him. Not enough. Jet Lawrence has the position.
Yeah, that was a good move by Jet. And he realized he couldn't get him before, so he just squared him up. Good ride.
Still not going to affect the overall. He's still going to be third, but every championship point counts in the series, might make the difference. Certainly winning it or not, but at the very least, maybe when he can wrap it, if he does wrap it up early, because he's over a Moto lead now. And his brother Hunter having a rough day in 9th right now. And
is that Hunter going off track again?
Be careful, camera crew.
Yeah.
Been that kind of day for Hunter.
Yeah, now you got to give Jet credit, because if you saw what happened last weekend, now he kind of was in a position, all this stuff happened, and he got a little excited, and he kind of threw one away, and he did the opposite of that today. You know, he got caught up with a couple things, even his bad start. He just slowly, meticulously made his way up through the pack, and I think that's what's been impressive about him all year long, is how he's been thinking about the future and you know, keeping a big picture scheme of things, and just older with time. Nice little jump right there. Little Joe Shimoda scrub, I like it.
Joe Shimoda scrub,
but
that's what we're calling it.
That's all he's doing what he needs to do, and I think at the end of the day, his big focus is that #1 plate.
And you will get a look at this kid on a 450 at Motocross of Nations. They announced the Australian team this week, and he will be a 450 rider. Is that McAdoo?
Yeah.
That is 19th place. McAdoo is right there, but not for position. So McAdoo is fighting for 3rd in a Moto last week. Now he's in 19th, but going fast, about to go a lap down.
Yeah, you know, that's tough. It's 2nd Moto at Bloods Creek. It's hot right now. You're trying to make that 10 o'clock flight tonight, so you know, you just like, here you go. Some of these guys, they enjoy it, and some of these guys just enjoying that it's almost done.
There's a 10 o'clock flight tonight. I need to look into this one.
Yeah, it's happening. It's going to be on that airplane all dehydrated, but Jet looks good, man. He's did what he had to do. Looks like he's going to end up on a podium, I think. And overall, not a bad day. He made points up on his brother. I don't know if he'll extend the points lead, but nonetheless, it's kind of a wash today.
Jet putting the power down. Yeah, still going to be 3rd overall no matter how you slice it. But nice comeback after getting squeezed off the start there. And meanwhile, it is looking like R.J. Hampshire's day. This is quite a bounce back for some serious struggles early in the season. Something about this Budds Creek track works. And Joe Shimoda is going to come so close to getting 2 overall wins in a row, but he's still serving notice. He is a player right now.
I believe Jet's actually caught right up on Cooper. I don't know if that's like another Yamaha teammate. They're in the yellow gear, but it looks like Jet's right up on Cooper right now.
Man, I'll tell you what, just not the Justin Cooper today that we expected in this 2nd Moto. It was for about half of it.
Yeah, that is Jet.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for 3rd. That's going to put Jet up. It still would not be enough to change the overall podium positions. So watch Jet. He's already got him.
Yeah, he's got him. Yeah, Justin, he's having a rough day. He's already feeling it. It is different. This weekend it's a lot hotter than it has been in the last pass, and this track sitting in this valley, starting to take a toll on these boys. So RJ, he's got to stay up on it. Otherwise, he might slip away with this overall and give it back to Far East Coast.
I did hear a rumor this week that Justin Cooper was feeling under the weather, but you know, you probably played that game too. I know you did. We never know for sure how guys are feeling before the race day.
Yeah, I mean, we always sick and we always not sick. It's whatever it is, but
yeah, not telling anybody, whatever it might be.
His goal was to be Captain America. He got it. So, you know, I think the way he's been riding the last few weeks, he must be sick and tired of getting beat by Jet. I tell you that much.
What a charge by Jet late in this one. What a ride by Shimoda to carry this 2nd Moto. But the win streak will not materialize because R.J. Hampshire getting it done. Last win was Redbud last year. I mentioned that streak that the Rockstar Husky team had at Midsummer last year where Swole won High Point and Hampshire won Redbud. They had an all-new motorcycle this year.
Yeah, RJ's got to be careful because I don't think he knows how close Jet is. And the way this track is, he can sneak up on him so quickly and he wouldn't even know it. So, you know, he should have this thing in the bag if he pays attention, realizes where Jet's at. Otherwise, Jet can sneak up and make this pass, and that'd be devastating for him.
Last time around, Jet was 3 seconds faster on the previous lap to Hampshire, so it might not be over.
Yeah, and he's closer than that right now. So hopefully RJ takes a look back and sees that. Otherwise, might be coming a little close. He's less than second and a half right now.
Well, Shimoda would be Jet Lawrence's biggest fan if he could take a position away from Hampshire, because then Shimoda would be the overall winner. And they never tell you the exact dollar figure, but trust me, there's money on the line between a first or a second. There's a differential in the bonuses.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I wouldn't be surprised what Jet knowing how he thinks. He probably knows about that too. So yeah, he might hook his friend up.
So Joe Shimoda, we know this, is going to win the second moto. Will it be enough for the overall? Shimoda on top in Moto 2. And here it is. Jet gets Hampshire in sight. No. RJ Hampshire wins Budds Creek.
Get up with the full neck burn with this one, baby.
He did it.
Yeah, congrats, RJ. Awesome, man.
And he has been vocal about the struggles this year to get this new bike to this level, and they have done it. Hampshire's a winner today in Maryland.
That's so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Feels so good right now. Like, yeah, look at him. Good job, RJ. Dade City love right there.
Yep. Dade City, Florida. And old Croon, the sand tracks down there. And we can show you Lawrence making the move on Cooper. We didn't see it, but we do have it here. This is for third place.
Yeah, he's just coming up on Cooper, and I think, is that Justin right there?
I don't know if that's actually, no, he's already made the move.
Yeah.
That's a lap rider right there, so he already had it. Yep. And then he did make the move. You were eagle eyes on that. He was closing on Hampshire, but not enough to get him. Yeah, it's 24K Golden taking the win. Got the gold numbers in the back, and he's going to take the gold today. Check out 4-year-old Kason Banks from Oceanside, California, turning laps on his 16 e-drive. STACYC has partnered with USA BMX to provide a 1-year STACYC class membership with the purchase of a 12 e-drive or 16 e-drive in 2022. Visit stacyc.co/USA BMX to register your purchase and take advantage of the complimentary membership offer. And if you want to be on a future broadcast, submit your video entry on the website and join the STACYC generation today.
The 50th anniversary season of Pro Motocross is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With a nationwide network of parts and care, Napa helps you get up and go. Honda, celebrating 50 years of off-road dominance. And by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
Overhead look at Budds Creek. We are a wrap in the 250 class today, and RJ Hampshire squeezes out an overall win over Joe Shimoda today. Here's your Lucas Oil race recap. Show you how it was done. First of all, they give the squeeze to Jet Lawrence off the start, so your series leader is absolutely buried. You see about third to last going into turn one.
Yeah, he got a bad start, and it's the opposite of what happened in the first motor. RJ and everybody else took advantage of that. Then he has an incident with the lapper right here, likely not to go down.
Yeah, got almost tangled with the motorcycle, so he had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think with RJ and some of these guys, they can capitalize on with Jet being in the mindset where you knew after last weekend he was not going to throw away another points like that, not crashing like that. So I think RJ and Joe, Far East Coast, they took advantage of that, and Joe got his moto, but RJ got that victory.
Yeah, that was Shimoda taking the lead from Cooper. Here's Jet working his way through, first around his brother, Hunter, and looking for a podium overall.
Yeah, Hunter's had a rough day. It's one of those days he'd forget. He's been off the track. Cameraman, you have to watch out. Not sure, but RJ was the man of the day. For him to make this pass on Justin at the end of the moto, it just shows he was trying to go after that.
And that's what he needed to take the overall win back away from Shimoda. Who cares if I can clear that triple? I'm still going for it. So Shimoda wins the moto. He goes 3-1 on the day. But Hampshire is going to go 1-2, just holding off Jet Lawrence at the line. And there it is. Hampshire has his 4th career overall victory in the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross.
That's what it's all about right there.
Take congratulations there for the folks from Fly Racing for getting that win. And those are the moto results. Cooper ends up 4th, Swole 5th. He needed a solid run, and he got it. Thrasher, Moseman, Voland, Hunter Lawrence, again, not the day he wanted, in 9th. There's the rest of the points-paying positions, rounded out by Derek Drake. Shout out to the privateer Tyler Stepik in 19th. Let's go go down to the podium.
RJ Hampshire, your overall winner today. Crowd is going crazy. I know you're hot. I know you're tired, but that win had to make it all worth it.
Man, it's so special again. I wish my wife and my daughter were here, but man, we're having another daughter, so that's always exciting. Man, huge thanks to this team. Man, I've been giving them hell from the beginning, and you know, it's been, like you said, progressing. We were close, man, and just today it was clicking. That paddle tire helped me out huge. Yeah, man, it's like I said, huge thanks to my whole Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing team. Bosses are here today, so it's always good to do that. Big thanks to them. Paradise Auto, Fly, Scott, Keen's Buildings, you know, like my family, Alden. Man, it's hot today, so big thanks to Alden and all the boys at the Baker's Factory. Hey, we're going to enjoy this one.
So what do you think made the difference? I know you guys have been working so hard to make the bike better, as you gave a ton of credit to your team for this, but you know, is it a track thing? Is it the bike just getting there? Is it a combination of all of that?
I mean, I still felt like I was a little bit sketchy, not going to lie. Just found some comfort with my front end. I actually had it last week in Unadilla, that first moto, and had a bit of an issue that second moto with the new setup, and today didn't have an issue. We got it done. Yeah, huge thanks to all the supporters, and man, the ones that believe in me, this is another special one.
Well, as RJ mentioned, all his bosses are over here standing here. They've got big smiles on their faces, so congrats to RJ.
Yeah, Robert Jonas, the big boss over from Austria, coming over, and they congratulate him for coming over with the victory. Certainly going to be good, feel good about that. Nate Ramsey, by the way, the team manager, he's got to be happy. Here are your overall results from Budds Creek. This is the difference. Look at how many points scored today by Shimoda, 45. Hunter Lawrence only scored 25. And I believe that's going to be enough to vault Shimoda into second in the series standings. So someone has finally broken up the Lawrence brother party. They've been 1-2 since the very first race of the season. All right, we'll send it back down to the podium. Here's Jason Thomas. We'll unpack some more stories here.
Joe Shimoda, you are on fire, and I believe you actually moved into second place in the championship with that ride, and things are just clicking for you. I just expect it to happen now.
Yeah, it's just better start. Like I said in the first moto, helped me out a little bit. Had a good battle with Justin for a little bit, and no, overall, just my riding-wise was great. Yeah, if in the championship-wise, if I'm second, then that would be great too. So, just want to thanks to Mitch, whole Pro Circuit team, Monster Energy, my trainer Nick, mechanic Matt, everybody else that's behind me. Thank you so much.
Well, you can see the confidence just pouring out of it. Well, a lot of sweat too, but confidence as well.
All right, there's confidence mixed in there. It's like a little petri dish. So that's it. Shimoda continues his run. And, man, he's going to have some confidence going into next year, too. Man, there it is.
Yeah,
yep.
Joe's definitely climbing up for sure.
Second in the points, 6-point gap now to Hunter Lawrence. It's going to be a little showdown over the last 4 motos.
Yeah, I think Hunter probably has some pride. You try to get up to him and see if he can get back up to second place in the points.
Oh, they want it to be a Lawrence Brothers 1-2. You know it. Cooper, 4th of the standings. Hampshire, 5th. We'll send it back down to the podium here from the series leader.
Jet Lawrence got off to a rough start, got squeezed there, but man, you were absolutely going for it. It seemed like you were just picking up momentum as the race went on.
Yeah, you know, I knew he was in the booth today, and with that start, I know it wasn't dead last and it wasn't as good as James's, but you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put my Bubba pants on. I went out there and tried doing my best coming through. I hope did a little Bubba scrub. I hope I did really good. I hope you liked it, James. One was for you especially that last lap, if you've seen it. But no, it was a bit of a bummer, but hey, at least I got back to the podium position. I'm pumped about that, and good to be back at the podium. I mean, at least I didn't airmail myself anywhere today, so I'm pumped.
Well, tough, not exactly the results he wanted, but had to be a good points day. I can't see it, but I'm sure he's got a big lead now.
Man, that kid's like a walking PR, man. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. I appreciate the words, Jet. I did see the scrub on there. I think we were talking about it. I mean, it's all him, man. The kid's growing up in front of our eyes, and I've seen him since he was over at Loretta's, and I was like, that's going to be the next coming kid. So very cool for him to say that. Bubba Scrub, it was nice. I give him credit.
That's good. He almost last to third. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
not quite the first, but
yeah. The kid, so he's like the Fonz, man. He's just smooth.
Yeah, he's cool. All right. Signing off just for our 250 coverage. We'll be right back with 450 Moto 2. For James Stewart and Jason Thomas, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching. Congrats to our Moto winner, Joe Shimoda, and grabbing the overall, RJ Hampshire. But stay with us, 450 Moto 2 coming your way.